What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to MKE MANIACI, and today we got 10 WWE records that will never be broken from Plana Productions. Y'all told me to check this one out, man. Now listen, 10 records that won't be broken. There's some things in the WWE where, you know, it's so nice where it can't happen twice. One of them being R-Truth's, historic title run is 24/7 champion. No one will ever hold that title again because it's thrown in the trash where it should be. Where it should be, man. But we gonna check out 10 WWE records that'll never be broken. Let's get it.
Today, we're gonna take a look at 10 unbreakable WWE records. And with that being said, let's get right into it with number 10, the longest winning streak. We've heard of Goldberg's impressive winning streak of 173 matches with...
Was Goldberg's winning streak really that impressive? I mean, a lot of the times they kind of just added numbers to it. He really didn't win that many matches.
Without a single loss throughout the years of 1997 and 1998, or even Asuka's streak of being undefeated for 914 days, which is about 2.5 years long. However, I don't think anyone is going to be Andre the Giant's winning streak that lasted 15 years. Woo! According to WWE, the Giant wasn't defeated from the years of 1972 all the way through 1987 before being slammed by Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 3 and suffering his first loss after that historic winning streak. Because matches weren't meticulously reported like they are in today's day and age of the tech world we live in, we aren't entirely too sure how accurate this record is, but this is Andre the Giant we're talking about, and because of that, I'm going to believe that this record is legitimate and we will never see another wrestler have a winning streak last that long.
I feel like it was legit. I think those days of professional wrestling, when you were a giant like Andre, giants back then were booked perfectly. I mean, we still got giants today. We got Omos, but Omos, it's something different about today's wrestling compared to back then. The Giants really aren't shining like they did back in the days of Andre the Giant. But they were booked like monsters. Like I remember my great grandfather. Well, I don't remember because he passed when I was a baby, but people told me, he was a huge Andre the Giant fan. And, it was always, who's going to beat the monster? Who's going to beat the Giant? Who's going to beat the Giant? Like, no one. And like I said, the matches, they weren't as reported as they are now with the new tech. But it was always, they said it was always like something special about a Giant like Andre. And just, no one ever being able to defeat them. So I don't think it'll ever be broken again. I don't.
Number 9, highest TV ratings. During the Monday Night War, when WCW and WWF battles become the most popular wrestling promotion in the world, television ratings were a big deal. Even at the height of the Attitude Era, when wrestling was at its most popular in years, they were never going to break the record for the highest rated wrestling show of all time. That record would be a 15.2 rating, which equated to approximately 33 million viewers at the time. By comparison, Raw right now in 2022 generates about roughly between 1.7 and 2 million viewers each week. That record does indeed belong to WWE for the first episode of The Main Event, which aired on NBC on February 5th, 1988. We'll likely never see that ever again considering WWE's viewership numbers nowadays along with the decline of cable. Number 8.
Now, as far as the ratings thing, I feel like there's a number of variables of why we will never see anything like that again. You got to think about syndication with Raw, NXT, SmackDown, pay-per-views. We got the network. You can rewatch stuff. Hulu, Raw. I think Raw still goes on Hulu, like the 90-minute version still, the next day. So it's other ways. Then you got YouTube. There's other ways you can catch up on it. You no longer have to watch it live. Back then, you had to be there to watch it. Or if you didn't watch it, you were just out of luck. No one uploaded anything. It was no internet wasn't booming like it is right now. So, I do expect like an increase. And I know some people say, oh, you're giving Triple H too much credit, but I think the direction that the WWE is going in, I expect to see an increase. But will we ever get 33 million? No, never again. Today's day and age, no.
WWE's viewership numbers nowadays along with the decline of cable. Number 8, most matches. Kane has quietly been a workhorse for the company. Facts. He holds the record for the most WWE matches with 1,786 matches in his career.
Ooh, is that under Isaac Yankem too, or just Kane?
Matches with 1,786 matches in his career, putting him 262 matches ahead of The Big Show, who is second on the list. His ability to stay relatively healthy during his career is a testament to both his athleticism and intelligence.
Facts.
Kane knew what moves he should and shouldn't have been performing on a nightly basis.
Facts.
The Big Red Machine is truly the Iron Man of the WWE.
Facts.
The only two names that are remotely close to that record are The Miz and Randy Orton, with both of them being under 1,500. Randy Orton has the potential to end it since he plans on wrestling for another decade. But sometimes our bodies can't physically listen to our minds, as he's been out with a back injury. I could see him heading to a lighter schedule as well because of that, to be honest with you. And if that does happen, Kane's record will remain unbreakable. Number 7, the shortest time in a Royal Rumble match. The record for the shortest amount of time in a Royal Rumble match belongs to Santino Marella. He was officially eliminated from the 2009 Royal Rumble in 1 second by Kane after the fastest clothesline I've ever seen.
Even if somebody else gets 1 second, Santino will always have the first ever 1 second. Like, you're not going to get eliminated after 0 seconds. Like, it's impossible. The way physics work, I don't know if it's physics, but the way it works, it's not possible.
Now, for the purpose of this record, your time starts from the second you enter the ring, and with that in mind, it has basically become impossible for anyone to beat that record without the WWE doing some serious fudging of the numbers. This is truly an unbreakable record, and Santino Marella's got to be proud of yes. Number 6, most appearances in a Royal Rumble. Mick Foley holds possibly the most interesting record that I don't see anyone ever breaking again. That is making the most appearances in the same Royal Rumble match. In the 90s, Foley played 3 different characters and each of them entered the Royal Rumble match. Dude Love, Cactus Jack, and Mankind were 3 entrants in this match. Lucky for him, his other personalities were always eliminated right before a new one was scheduled. Despite appearing in his 3 personas, Foley only managed to eliminate 4 wrestlers. In fact, Cactus Jack was the unlucky number 1 spot and was the second person eliminated from the entire thing. Also, unfortunately for Foley, even though Dude Love managed to draw a relatively late number and survived to be one of the final 4 competitors, this Royal Rumble was Stone Cold Steve Austin's to win, and he did so in dominating fashion.
I agree. That record would never be broken again. The roster is way too stacked. It's way too stacked. I feel like it's so stacked to the point where there might even be some big names that are going to start being, missing from the Royal Rumble. I don't think WWE will ever, like Bray Wyatt, The Fiend, Uncle Howdy, all that. I don't think they'll do. I mean, they could. If anybody could do it, it'd be, probably Bray Wyatt. But, I mean, like I said, it's a lot of talent on the roster right now. I don't think WWE would waste, spots on one particular person in today's day and age.
That means that this man really had 3 chances to win and he blew it. Number 5, the youngest champion. At WrestleMania 34, Braun Strowman challenged the Bar for the Raw Tag Team titles. However, Strowman had to find a partner in order to make the match official, and so he picked a 10-year-old kid in the crowd named Nicholas to partner with him. While Strowman did most of the hard work in the match, Nicholas benefited from the outcome as the duo won the Raw Tag Team Championships from the Bar. Nicholas and Strowman were forced to relinquish their titles a night later as Nicholas had to return to school. Nicholas's record as the youngest champion in WWE in any category will likely remain unbroken just because I don't see a 9-year-old becoming a champion whatsoever.
Exactly.
Number 4, most world championship reigns. People seem to think that John Cena tied Ric Flair's record for the most WWE championship reigns at the Royal Rumble in 2017 when he captured his 16th world title. That is actually incorrect. According to WWE, Ric Flair's 16 recognized world title reigns are as follows. 8 NWA
I was about to say, it came from different companies. It wasn't all WWE. All of John Cena's title runs was WWE. I actually think there's a comment that says that. Yeah, Cena has the most world title reigns within a single company. I don't think anybody is touching that. I think it's true fact.
Titles.
Technically, John Cena has way more title runs title reigns in the WWE than Ric Flair had.
6 WCW world titles and 2
Only
WWE
2
world titles. However, there were actually quite a few title changes on non-televised events in the 1980s that for some reason aren't counted by the official lineage, many of which involved Flair losing the title and regaining it back mere days later. We don't have a legitimate number, but the range is from 21 through 25, which is something that probably won't be broken anytime soon. Number 3, the longest WrestleMania winning streak. The most famous winning streak in wrestling history belongs to The Undertaker. This record is one that defined the star's entire career and will certainly be talked about throughout wrestling history forever. The Undertaker was unstoppable during WrestleMania events for more than 2 decades as he racked up impressive wins against stars like Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and Kane. The streak finally ended when Brock Lesnar returned to WWE and
I oftentimes go back to watch this match just to see the moment again.
Became the 1 in 21-1. At 21 straight wins before finally succumbing to the Beast, The Undertaker's record of consecutive WrestleMania victories will almost certainly never be broken. The legend of the streak was built so naturally and for the longest time so quietly that any future attempt to match it would seem very forced, and I don't think WWE is going to go down that route.
Facts. I think the only other person that had a WrestleMania undefeated streak, I think it was Edge. I think Edge was like, was he 6-0? I don't know, it was something, but I remember the build up to WrestleMania 24, you know, Edge said that he was also undefeated at WrestleMania in singles matches. So, I feel this will never be broken again. I think if it were to be broken, I think it would be a big slap in the face to the Undertaker's legacy. Like you said, it was so organic. You know, the streak just came about and it became bigger than what... Sometimes, some WrestleManias, it was bigger than WrestleMania itself. I always looked forward to see who was going to be the one to break it. But yeah, I don't think anyone else should break this. It will come across as forced if they, you know, made another star just have that WrestleMania presence. I think this should always be synonymous with The Undertaker.
Number 2, the longest WWE Championship reign.
Oh, yeah.
Bruno Sammartino walked into WWE in 1963, and Vince McMahon Sr. immediately saw him as a top WWE superstar, and Sammartino became the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and his first reign lasted 2,803 days.
Yeah.
That is 7 years, 8 months, and 1 day spanning from 1963 all the way through 1971. Considering that WWE likes to mix things up nowadays and build new stars, this is one record that will never be broken as it would push the WWE Universe away from the product. Roman Reigns is the only superstar to come close to that number in the modern era with his 800-day title reign of the Universal Championship, but I highly doubt that he'll be champion for another 2,000 days. And number 1...
You know, fans are kind of toxic nowadays. I think, you know, Roman Reigns is something different about him where, you know, fans still, you know, it's always like who's going to be the next challenger, who's going to step up. But Roman Reigns becoming, you know, remaining champion that long, you know, eventually people will just stray away from the product. You know, we've seen it before where guys can't even really be champion for longer than 3 months without the fans turning on them. But like I said, it's a different day and age that we're in the world of professional wrestling. That will never be broken. Bruno Sammartino will always hold that.
Close that number in the modern era with his 800-day title reign of the Universal Championship, but I highly doubt that he'll be champion for another 2,000 days. And number 1, the longest women's championship reign. Easily the most impressive and unbreakable WWE record of all time is the Fabulous Moolah's longest women's championship reign that lasted 10,170 days. Yes, that is correct. I said 10,000 days. That is about 28 years. This woman...
I will be 28 years old next month. She held the championship pretty much the entire duration of my life. Like, think about that. No one will ever have that. No one will ever be champion that long. Ever.
Was a champion for nearly 3 decades. To put that into perspective, she won the title in 1956 and held on to it until 1984. And that honestly kind of makes me a little sick. The woman was deadass hogging the belt so hard, and no woman is ever going to break that number or even come close to it again. Not even a woman.
All right. Don't give WWE ideas. Charlotte Yeah, Charlotte.
Person will
Solid.
ever hold a title for that long period. It is legitimately impossible. That was something that could only happen in the old days of professional wrestling.
Facts.
Anyways, that is it for the video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Very, very interesting video. 10 WWE records that will never be broken. Link down below in the description for y'all to check this out in its entirety with no interruptions. Y'all new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for me. And until the next video, I will see you then. Thank you for watching. MKE Maniaci. I'm out.